What's going on, guys? One Chance Gaming back here with another video. Today we have the Season 5 blog review. As per always, if you guys like the My Team content and don't want to watch sucky gameplay of mine, as we're going to try and keep this primarily a news channel, make sure to hit that follow button. We are on the way to 50 subscribers. But here, let's go ahead and get into Season 5 launch, so y'all ain't got to read it. We are going to skip the My Career stuff because I don't play My Career anymore. Pretty much retired from the mode. So, we're going to skip that. We're going to go straight to the My Team stuff, the juicy stuff that we're looking for. So, here we go. All right, Power Within is the theme. We are getting dynamic ratings cards, whatever the fuck that means. They probably won't update them, so it doesn't matter. Because we already have heat check cards, so why we're getting these, I don't know. I think it's just more card fillers, but hey, it's going to be a bunch of cards. We do also get our 250K tournament is going to be concluded at some point in this, which means the really unrealistic Curry sliding Ben Simmons will be following shortly thereafter. And we do also have our first 99 overall Dark Matter for level 40. As you guys can see, wonderful little Paul Millsap here as a domination reward, unfortunately. So yet again, we're getting another mid domination reward that will not be worth it. Can I just get an Antoine Jameson with Exum base, please? Like, I don't understand why it's so difficult. But apparently it's a really difficult thing. So we are getting dynamic rating cards. It is the final base set, so I guess this is like the, because I think it was last year we had like 3 sets of base sets, or maybe it was the year before, because of like the bubble, and then with how 2K came out, there was like the off season and then regular season, and then trade deadline stuff. So we had a couple. So it seems like they're going back to that kind of to give us sets of current teams. So like Harden will be on the Sixers, Simmons will be on the Nets, stuff like that, right? 400 new player cards. So that means should be up to, I think, like 3,700 for you card collector guys. They can fluctuate ratings. Yeah, sure, because they update that. Let's see here. You can obviously get them in League and Premier Packs. Compete against the entire... So it's going to be a dynamic ratings domination. And if you get all 99 stars, you get Paul Millsap. Whoop, whoop. Doesn't make the team for me. Yay, because you know why? I have Larry Bird. I have Jason Tatum. Like, go get Paul, or go get Thurl Bailey. Like, unless he is juiced, which I just don't see it happening. I mean, he's going to have like, jump shot on quick. He's going to have he's going to have some god tier stuff in order to make the team. I ain't going to lie to you. Now, for the big disappointment. Are you ready, folks? Because it's 2K. So they give you this big old spiel here. Level 40. Dark Matter Ray Allen. Yay! A big 6'5" guy that doesn't have like a 7-foot plus wingspan as your level 40. Yay! Woohoo! And it's going to be even worse, and I'll show you guys why in the video that gets uploaded later. Because he's already outdated and he hasn't even come out yet. It's crazy, right? No, it's just 2K. But anyhow, in all seriousness, Dark Matter Ray Allen. Love the card art. Card art is sick. Kind of wish... I don't know why. I don't feel like we see any Sonics Ray Allen cards, you know? I feel like we get a lot of Boston, we get a Milwaukee, we get a Miami card, like as his like budget card. I don't feel like we ever see a Sonics Ray Allen, you know? Kind of nice. There's that. So apparently we are getting other Dark Matter cards. There's going to be an event card for Season 5 this year. If you guys played last year, we had Age of Heroes, right? Last year you locked in the murals, and there was Dark Matter coaches that came out of it, right? So instead of Dark Matter coaches, they're, I guess, doing a Dark Matter player, and it seems like we're only getting 1 mural as opposed to the 2 last year, right? Hopefully they do kind of incorporate something similar, though, where some of it's grindable, some of it's auctionable. I don't think it's fair to everybody to swing one way or the other, because if you go auctionable, then the no money spent guys are like, what the fuck? But if you go all grindable, then the guys that just want to pay for it and be done with it are like, what the fuck? You know, people don't want to necessarily have to spend 80 hours on the game for a card that's going to be outdated the day after it comes out. You know what I mean? And then 75th is finally going to be wrapped up. Oh my God. About time. So for these, how it seems like it's going to work is they will put out a list of players from that decade. I believe of like 4, I think is what the Twitter polls have been. And we as a community get to vote on them on Twitter. So go to the 2K My Team page. I think they give us about 48 hours normally for one. They still got one up for right now for the 2000s and the 2010s. I can actually look, because I think I have the Twitter pulled up as far as who is winning. Ignore all that because that's for a video later. But 2000s looks like it's Dwight Howard, Chris Bosh, Manu, Steve Francis. I'm going to vote Dwight because if Dwight gets a good card, that's cool. It doesn't matter because I'm not locking in that set. And then the 2010s, we'll vote Draymond, even though Clay's going to win that because Clay is God. But again, I'm not locking in that because that's just way too much MT to lock in for the 2010s. But yeah, so it looks like we get to vote on a collection of like 4 guys, and it'll be cool. So yeah, check back Friday for the results, get the new card on Tuesday, and then vote again next week for the following awards Wednesday. So it looks like these sets should be done in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Historic coaches. So instead of on murals, it looks like we're getting them a slightly different way this year. So let's see here. So it looks like we're getting historic coaches on Friday. They will start being added to packs. So we can get Don Nelson, Jerry Sloan, Lenny Wilkins, Larry Brown. There's going to be a Phil Jackson card. So the Colonel is back. If you know, you know. Let's see here. So we're getting historic versions of some of the current coaches too, like Doc Rivers, Mike D'Antoni, Eric Spoelstra, Ty Lue. And then we are getting a Galaxy Opal coach, Greg Popovich. I'm kind of thinking he's a lock-in. Because it said, as of course, rated as a Galaxy Opal. So that kind of, this right here, right? That kind of leads me to believe that he is going to be a lock-in for all of this, right? So you get all the coaches, you collect them all, you lock them in. Now, what would be cool that 2K's not going to do because they already said they're in packs is I think that as a part of the domination, like they did for the last, was it last domination we got that? No, it's domination before. You get a coach per team, and then you lock all the coaches in because all the coaches that we got from the last one don't amount to shit because they don't lock in for anything. So I think that would be a cool concept if they would have given us the coaches in domination and said, hey, they lock in for an Opal Greg Popovich, because I would have done domination just for that, honestly. Even though Greg Popovich could be a defensive coach, I would have done it anyway. I'd have been like, fuck it, I'll do it. You know? Because it would have been fun. And it would have been something to actually grind for. So this is an interesting concept because I don't know why we're getting this card as early as we are. But, so the level 1 login for logging into the season is going to be a free agent. I thought it was Pablo Banchero, but I don't know, Banchero. So the interesting thing is we are getting, the last couple of years, they finally have started to get onto this train where they give us like the projected draft class guys. We tend to get like the projected lottery picks towards the end of the year in like a next promo or a draft promo, something along those lines, right? We are now getting this card as a free agent in February, which is interesting. Didn't think we'd be seeing him that soon. The main thing I am curious about, I don't care that we're getting a free agent because free agents don't matter. I know he's 6'10", so I'm assuming they'll list him as 6'10". I want to know his wingspan. I'm curious to see what animations he gets because those will probably be his base animations on his card that he gets in the future when we get our draft set. And then also it'll probably be his animations possibly that he gets once he is drafted into the league and stuff and gets his first card next year. So that's more so the reason I'm interested in that card. Now, for this, we were told by 2K that we were getting 2 names that we weren't expecting, right? That had never been in the game, right? The guy coming in at the free agent card was the first one. The second one is Mr. Cincinnati. That's what he's getting called. I'm not trying to pronounce this shit. He's Mr. Cincinnati. You can't tell me otherwise. So Mr. Cincinnati is going to be our unlimited reward. Here's the thing I have to say about that, okay? He was drafted in like the 60s, right? Right, he played before the merger in 76. So he played in the 60s. So I think what's going to happen is he's going to get the Cassie Russell treatment. He'll get good SIGs, he'll get good animations, he'll get good badges. The thing that concerns me is when, because me and a couple of friends did some digging, he was listed as a forward, and he was listed at 6'7". So I'm assuming, I don't know, maybe if he'll get the Reggie Lewis treatment or the Cassie treatment of small forward shooting guard. Maybe like I doubt they'll go small forward point guard. They don't tend to skip a position in between when they do cards, which is kind of weird to me. Like they don't do like a small forward point guard typically, except for like the out of position cards. So I don't see that happening. It would be nice if he could play point guard because then maybe he'd be usable at 6'7". But I mean, we'll just kind of have to wait and see what SIGs he gets tomorrow. That's more so the interesting thing on him. Hopefully he's juiced because then maybe it'll be a reason to play unlimited because I haven't really had a reason to play unlimited for, it's been probably about 3 to 4 months now. because Granger was outdated within a couple of weeks. Richardson never touched the floor for me. The last one that even played was Gary, and Gary played for a while for me. But yeah, so those will be interesting. So some other stuff that we got to wrap up this video is it looks like we are getting Rip for draft. So I might play that just because I like Rip. If anything, he'll fit into a Bulls theme team for me later in the year, or potentially here in a couple of weeks when I just decide to do one because I'll be bored. So I might go take a couple of stabs at Rip just to kind of see. That'll be interesting. Sidney Moncrief is an exchange guy. Exchanges are never worth it. Don't bother. Sean Kemp is our Reggie Lewis for this season. So the thing I've seen is people are bashing the fact that Sean Kemp is on the wheel, right? There's two reasons why it could be. First one is they want to give us a card that's not as good as Reggie because it's going to be easier to obtain because they realized that the wheel was just buggy as fuck for most people, right? I know people that played like 200 to 300 games to get Reggie. I got 4 Reggies in 100 games. Like, the wheel was just so inconsistent that I wonder maybe if they're dumbing it down so they want to put a card that's not as good as Reggie because they don't want everybody running out here with Reggie, right? Because Reggie was him. Reggie still is him, actually. The other thing is it could be, hey, we're getting Sean Kemp as that wheel reward, which means he has to be as good for his time as Reggie was for us, which means he could be soaped, right? Maybe like a quick jump shot, slasher dribble style, like a better version of Blake Griffin that was that free one, right? That I talked about in the last video. Maybe that's what that is. I doubt it. I'm assuming it's more the first option because that just tends to be the way 2K goes. But honestly, I think that's interesting at least, right? And then obviously the other thing with this is they don't tell us who's actually at 100 wins, right? They're not telling us that information. So that can either be a good thing or a bad thing, right? It could be that, hey, we've got such a good card coming for you guys, we don't want you guys to know. Or it could be, hey, the card is mid, and we don't want to hear the reaction. Could be either or. And then we're getting DeMarcus Cousins for limited. Again, not going to matter. Sure, it's a cool card. It's cool to have a boogie card. Won't be on my team. Giannis will be playing center. Sean Kemp might play center for me. There's just too many guys. DeAndre Ayton still plays center for me. Like, there's just too many guys in that rotation right now for me to waste 6 weeks for a card that'll be outdated before it even comes out, right? I'll probably still go for like the Hall of Fame badge and stuff, but other than that, that's really all that matters for that. And then obviously we still have to wait. So we still have to wait for our Triple Threat online and offline. They didn't give us those. They didn't give us the Vault guy for Triple Threat offline. They didn't give us the Hunter Wins guy. Hopefully they don't up it again. I doubt they will because I feel like that would be a little excessive. I think they'll keep it at even 100 wins. So hopefully we get that for whoever is replacing Pascal. But yeah, I will let you guys know more about this tomorrow. Probably won't be... So I'll do a video in the morning, ideally, kind of quick reacting to some of the cards. Obviously, I'd have to spam like 15 TikToks in order to get all the cards reacted to. So we'll do that. And then there'll be a podcast this week where I'll go over all the cards in a little more detail. And then there'll obviously be a video out later tonight as far as reactions to the leaks and a coaching video. Because I didn't upload this one I did Tuesday to TikTok or to YouTube. So that might just be a TikTok thing from now on. But yeah, that is going to be the video. Appreciate you guys for sticking around, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.